Yeah, so yeah, okay, so the blue girl. That's what I called her. I remember it was a Friday, and I came home from school, and there was a box on my patio and a stoop, and I knew what it was. It was the TurboDuo, and now I had invested a lot of money into this thing. $399 plus I bought a old habits die hard, man. I bought a cheap game. I bought Fighting Street, which was the original Street Fighter. And I remember coming home from school and I saw that box, and I mean, as pathetic as this sounds, one of the greatest moments of my life. I mean, I invested everything into this thing. As a kid, 350 probably with tax, $360 for a kid. That was like, it was like I pulled off the crime of the century or something. That's the way it felt. And I get inside, I open the box, and there it is, the TurboDuo. I mean, I had a smile from ear to ear. It was everything I could take. My father, when he bought a new TV or a new VCR, sometimes he wouldn't hook it up for days. I was like flabbergasted by that. I was like, don't you want to see it? Don't you? And then you realize when you get older that shit's just not important anymore. God almighty, especially if you got married, you got a house and the kids. Life just gets so cluttered. I mean, I guess you don't get excited about things like that. Anyway, I couldn't pull this Duo out of the box fast enough. And I mean, man, did it look like I was pulling like, a 427 Cobra out of the box. It was just like sexy lines, and it was just a beautiful system. And here it was. I was the first kid on the block with a CD game system. Multimedia. I mean, this was it. This was CD technology. I mean, this is where it was at. And I had to use the TV in the living room. What a drag. Shortly after I got the system, my aunt gave me a color TV for my own room. Oof, what an upgrade. For a kid my age, that was like the biggest. I could get away from my sisters. I could get away from my father and my mother. Because everybody wanted a shot at the TV. But I just got home from school. My mother was doing something in the kitchen. I was like, oh, the TV's mine. It's mine. And I got this baby for the weekend. I could just submerge myself in it. So I plug it in, and what it comes with a pack of games, like a CD with Bonk's Adventure on it. No, wait, I'm wrong. Okay, the package comes Bonk's Adventure, Bonk's Revenge, Gate of Thunder, and Bomberman 93 was packed in there. So was it Bomberman 93? Bomberman was packed in as a secret game that I found out about later. And it came with Wise Book 1 and 2. First thing I did is I popped in Wise Book 1 and 2. I was like, this is going to be a role-playing game. This is going to be, I just, for playing the TurboGrafx with my friend for so long, there weren't really a lot of role-playing games. And I was like, this is it. This is the role-playing game that I've been waiting for. And I remember firing it up, and all of a sudden the music started, and this cinema cutscene started. And I mean, my jaw just was laying on the floor. I was so taken by it. And let me explain the Blue Girl to you. It was this really nice cutscene, the music's boogieing, and then all of a sudden, there's this huge picture of this girl that covered the entire screen. It was this beautiful. It was this girl with this blue hair. And I just remember that was my first time that I've ever seen the Japanese animation, the Japanese style of animation or cartoon work. And I was completely flabbergasted. And it was the side. It took up the entire screen, and she was in this prayer form, and her eyes closed, and she lowered her head, and it was all animated, and it was like that image is so burnt into my mind. Probably the most extreme and adrenaline-charged video game experience that I've ever had. And I watched that scene over and over. Before I even started playing the game, I just reset it and watched it over and over and over again. I was like, who created this? This person has blue hair, but it works. It was like, this is insanity. And throughout the game, there was more of that animation style that was just like, it was shocking. People had this bright red hair and this blue hair and purple hair. It was like, I don't know why it was just so shocking, but also so beautiful. And then I called up all my buddies. Get over here. And that's it. I was King Cock on the block. It was like I had the high caliber weapon on the block. And for the first time in my video game career, I wasn't a loser. I didn't have the system that was, already beat to death. I had the latest and the greatest, baby. Super CD power. And it was just like, people would just flood my house to come check it out. My buddy Phil was coming over. My buddy Rex was coming over. It was my buddy Steve was coming over. It was like everybody wanted to see that incredible, animation and capability and music. The blue-haired girl.